All right, welcome everybody. I am Dr. Ron Fricker, the relatively new head of the Department of Statistics, and I'd like to welcome you all to our commencement in honor of all of our graduates around here. So it's a very auspicious occasion, and we are here to celebrate a number of different graduates. So we actually have one bachelor's person graduating today, 13 masters, and 6 PhDs. So quite a list. If all of you would stand up for just a minute so we can recognize you as a group. Sorry, I meant the graduates. Right here. So congratulations. Thank you. I wasn't clear in my instructions there. More to follow in details about each of our graduates here in a little bit. But first of all, just a major milestone, right? This is a huge step in your career. Welcome to the Statistics Club, right? That's a wonderful thing. We also, though, it's something that we all don't do alone, right? As we're going through our graduate studies and our studies, and our families in particular, our loved ones and our significant others play a very important role in supporting us, right? Late nights, stress, all the things you go through as you're working your way along. So families, friends, if you guys would stand up. You all deserve a big round of applause. Thank you very much. And of course, we actually have some faculty present. So if the faculty would stand up, I will do my best to introduce a little bit here. So up in front here, we have Dr. Scott Lehman. We'll hear much more from him in a second. Dr. Jeff Birch. Rose Eddy. Dr. Leanna House in the back there. Dr. Jill Carroll all the way in the back. Next again, Dr. Ian Kim. Dr. Joy Deng. And Dr. Marshall here. And perhaps some of our unsung heroes, our staff, without whom the lights wouldn't be on, all the paper wouldn't flow. We have two representatives here. Ms. Christina Dillon, Ms. Connie Pruitt, so thanks to them. And really one more that we shouldn't forget, this whole event here is put on by the students. And Mr. Matt Keefe has done a fair amount of the work, so thanks, Matt. Okay, so with that, I guess we'll proceed on to our featured speaker here, I think elected by the students. Dr. Scott Lehman will give a few remarks.
Good morning, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, friends, family, and of course, graduates. I've taught you many lessons, mostly aimed in the direction of inference or something to do with computation. And today I'd like to recap just a bit. Ultimately, what you've learned can be applied to your daily lives. In our classes, we've employed algorithms and measures of all kinds to scientific and knowledge discovery problems, but these ideas are much more general and can be applied to your day-to-day life. For instance, I want you to recall, if you've taken a class from me, the Metropolis-Hastings algorithm is much like life. For those of you that are not initiated, the Metropolis-Hastings algorithm says something like propose a change to your state. Now, state in your life is where you are, what you're doing, maybe your financial situation, your educational status, your connections to all the people that you know. So Metropolis-Hastings says, propose a change to that state. But if your proposed value is better, move there. But be careful when you do. So make sure that you're always welcome to come back to the previous state you're in. And that applies as much today as any other day. You're all welcome to come back, and I hope you keep us apprised of all of your future successes. Now, of course, the question always remains, how do we propose states in the first place? So some of you may be big risk takers, and you've got big proposal variances. And some of you are a little bit more cautious, and you'll take little small steps throughout your life. And that's fine. And so, as you know from my class, both ways of thinking can lead to convergence. And so you'll apply this to your life, and you're going to converge to the life successes, whatever those might mean for you. But those of you that do make small steps in life, and you're cautious, I want you to every once in a while propose something big and drastically different so that you can explore new ideas that you normally wouldn't. I think that's important as we go through our lives. Almost everything we have taught you about inference and algorithms can be applied to life in metaphoric form. Algorithms, they're one step in one direction at any given time. Think about what you've accomplished today. This is not one big step, but rather it's a sequence of small steps that culminated in this celebration. All algorithms are just a sequence of manageable steps. The best algorithms seek solutions in the minimal number of steps with the minimal amount of computational effort, but these are special cases and don't usually apply to things as broad as life. Such algorithms are specifically tailored to each situation. Generally speaking, more flexible algorithms can be intentionally inefficient, and that's important, and that's okay. That is, they're able to adapt to situations, just like in life. While they may need to backtrack, they are designed to eventually solve large classes of problems. Just like in life, you'll tailor your algorithms, that is, you'll tailor the algorithms to the modes of interactions for work, play, friendships, family dynamics, and of course your career life, to allow for the right levels of flexibilities and perhaps intentional inefficiencies. That brings us around to the physical act of computation itself. That is, the resources we require to accomplish a task must always be considered. While algorithms are wonderful concepts on their own, they are only feasible given the correct computational resources. You have to be mindful of that. One of my favorite computational metaphors stems from parallel computing. For me, I call these graduate students. But I want you to be careful with that. It might seem maybe exploitive, but and so let's just leave it at that. So I like exploiting. So parallel computing, it's a branch of computing in which you draw on many resources, where things operate better together as a unit rather than individually. And so when we do ask people to work with us throughout life and we interact with people, you don't want to exploit them. You want a win-win or no deal at all. And so when we go forward with these constructs and we think about parallel computing, we think about the ideas of balancing the load across the computer. And so when you're directing people and you're working with people, I want you to keep that in mind, because even parallel computing is balanced in its best case scenarios. A word of caution, if you do adopt the parallel computing metaphor in your life, I'd not use language like master node and servant node. It doesn't work, it's bad, you can trust me on all of that. So always look out for your teammates' interests just as your own. And of course, properly programmed algorithms do all of this. A final concept in statistics that I think we can apply to our own lives is the concept of measurement. While we're all experts in taking measurements and using them for insights, however, such mundane things can be elusive when assessing our own personal measurements. Namely, how should we measure our own successes? This is a question that you will need to grapple with in the next several years. I can honestly say that in my life, I've worked hard, and in some sense, I've succeeded. But what do I even mean by success? I'm a card-carrying statistician. If you got your cards, did you get them all? So you've all got them. See Tanya for those. Christina is handing them out later today. So I feel quite comfortable in defining the metrics that I use to gauge my own successes. And I'm the domain expert in this case. For you, you'll have your own personal metrics for success. Trust in yourself and craft these metrics carefully. And please do it uniquely. In reality, I've only counted that I've eventually and periodically succeeded. And now, more often than I used to, I try to celebrate and cherish those small successes. Today, for each of us, graduates, family, and friends, we have all earned one more great success. Take these lessons into your bright futures, tune your life algorithms, and forget about the small failures you may encounter. Instead, look to your next great success, and look back on successes like today with great fondness. Congratulations, members of the Hokie Nation.
Thank you, Dr. Lynn. So now we have some talks, some speeches, some remarks from a couple of our students. So, Dr. Anna, Hold on a second here.
Sorry.
No, please, come on up, come on up. Ana Maria Ortega Villa. Kind of close?
Yeah.
With a bad American accent. Is going to give us some remarks, followed by Will Deschamps. Will come up next. But just for a second, Ana came to us from Columbia, right? In 2010, if I've got that right. Her advisor is Dr. In-Young Kim back there. And Ana has been a true pleasure to have in the department. She's been actually a teaching prowess, right, for teaching a lot of our courses as well as your research. So, please, over to you.
Thank you. All right, well, hi. I'm not very formal, and I talk a lot. So I wrote it down so I would limit myself to a few words for everyone. But I just want to summarize a little bit of what I have endured and what we all have endured as students of this department. So, hello everyone. We all came here a number of years ago with the hopes of advancing our knowledge and perhaps do a little more for the scientific community. We chose Virginia Tech because of its reputation and started the journey without knowing that Virginia Tech is a lot more than just academics. There is a general feeling here among students of camaraderie, not competition. We are all trained here to work together and elevate each other instead of bring each other down. Everybody here that's graduating has either been helped by someone who has been a class up or a class down, or very much in their own year. We have all been so lucky to find that one person or that group of people that have held our hands and pulled us through the hard times. You know, especially that month of May that now I guess has been extended to a whole summer. Thanks, guys. Thanks for that. Saying goodbye here today as we close this chapter in our lives and go on and do amazing things, whether it means, you know, staying here and pursuing a PhD like some, or going to major cities and doing great things like others. Saying goodbye will not be easy, but we all know that friendships last in this department. People pull each other through here and in life. So it's not as hard when we think of that we'll all be holding each other's hand in the future. We are very grateful for everything the department has given to us through the years. Academically, it has increased our knowledge as statisticians and researchers through the guidance of our faculty. I particularly am very thankful for Dr. Kim, who has been an amazing inspiration and has helped me grow so much. But the department has also helped us grow as people through all the opportunities it gives us for service, teaching, and community. We are mostly thankful for the people it has brought into our lives, a kind of family, if you will. I'd like to pass it on to Will now so we can talk more about the experiences of the graduating master's class. But I'd like to thank you all for coming and sharing this with all of us.
So I actually did the opposite of Autumn. I did not print anything up because I know that if I had everything that I was going to say on there, that I would probably elaborate on that. So I'm going to keep it short as well. But first, I want to congratulate all the graduates that we have here. You know, we endured the qualifying exam. We have gotten beaten up by the oral exam, which, by the way, I was told was the easy part. That's wrong. So, but you know, now you guys are here. You get to, you know, listen to me talk for the next 5 minutes. Oh. Let me stop real quick. It's 11:14 right now. I have 5 minutes to speak. Is that good with everyone? Are there any conflicts? All right. I'm going to keep this short, keep this brief, because we have food waiting on us, and I know we still have other people that are here. So for me, I actually went to undergrad here as well. I was here for 3 years because I transferred from Ohio State. Here for 3 years, and I thought I would have a leg up on people getting to the department when I was already here, I was ready to go, I knew people around here, but that was actually wrong. I actually, you know, kind of saw myself as I was holding myself back from, you know, getting to know the community, know the department really well, because I was like, oh yeah, I know these people at Tech. I can separate my social life and my studies. That doesn't happen. That's not how grad school works. If you try to do it on your own, you're not going to make it. So, you know, I was going through here probably for the first month, just, you know, going on my own and seeing how I was going to do it. It wasn't until after the first probability exam where we all got taken out by the upperclassmen, and, you know, they really said, you know, relax now. You've done it. It's like you made it through the probably one of the hardest exams that you're going to have, despite a qualifying exam. You know, so now you're here, and I really felt it at that moment. At that moment, I saw what we were. It's not just people who are here to get degrees. It's people that are here to get something that's more than that. You get a community. You're here. Now you're home. And that's something that the department has done a fantastic job of doing. Every Thursday, we have a colloquium where we come up and we watch a speaker go up there and tell us some stuff that we can't even begin to understand. But then after that, we get to go to, you know, some restaurant and basically just, we'll leave it at some restaurant, and talk with the speaker to try to understand a little more what's going on, but also get an idea of what it's like outside of the department. Get to see what real life statistics is like, and that's great. It's something that, you know, I wish, you know, when I started looking for programs that I knew was going to be something I was looking for, because then my stop would have ended right here at Virginia Tech. It would have just, you know, it would have just been, Virginia Tech's it, I don't got to look anywhere else. But, you know, with this community, with this whole thing that we had, is that I started off differently than every single one of you guys, because you guys all came into the department not knowing anyone. So you developed these friendships. You developed the things that I saw lasting for a lifelong time. Things that are just, you know, you build them up now, and hopefully, you know, distance, nothing's going to tear that apart. So as you're going off into the future, just remember that, is that you're starting over again. You're finding that new community. Don't separate your work life and your social life completely. Let it blend a little bit, because that's where you start getting that community. That's where things start to really develop, and to where you start to develop as a person and as a statistician. We have all these resources here for us. Couldn't have made it without all you guys. You guys definitely helped me out, because I know that I was, you know, pushing myself along, and, you know, everyone has their own specialties. And it's great to know that I can rely on those people for their own specialties. So that's all I have. Basically, in the end, it's been a great experience for me. I want to thank all the professors, my family, and then all the graduate students as well for helping me out through the process. It's been a great experience. So now I'm going to pass it on. I guess Dr. Birch is next. But thank you.
Thank you, Will. Thank you, Anna. You know, so before I pass it off to Dr. Birch, I am new here, so I got here in June, and as you just saw, one of the reasons I came was the students. It's great students in the department, great students in the university. Well done. It's been a pleasure. I've barely gotten to know you guys. Please stay in touch. So now it's my distinct honor to pass this off to Dr. Jeff Birch. Dr. Birch has been here for 30-something years. I think you are probably our 39, is it? Okay, 39 years. This is actually his last year, his retirement, because our Director of Graduate Studies has been for a long time, 15 years. So he's leaving some big shoes to fill. It's been a pleasure, and I'm sure all you students, he's been your key contact in the department. So, Jeff, please over to you, sir.
Thank you. I have a lot of things written down, so I'm going to put it up here so I can see it. Well, I look out at the audience here, it's a big group, so I want to thank all of you for coming as supporters of our graduates. As on behalf of the faculty and staff and students, we really appreciate you coming here to support our graduates today. Today we have 13 Master of Science graduates to recognize and 6 PhD graduates to recognize. 8 of our 13 master's degree graduates and 5 of our 6 PhD graduates were able to join us today, and we'll meet them and recognize their accomplishments in just a few minutes. We have a very active and productive graduate program in statistics at Virginia Tech, and I thought it would be appropriate to share some words about our graduate program at this time. The Department of Statistics at Virginia Tech was formed in 1949. We're the 3rd oldest Department of Statistics in the nation. Let me give you a few numbers, some statistics, I guess you could call them. In the 66 years of the existence of our department, we have confirmed over 1,800 degrees, 1,832 to be exact. 619 of those are Bachelor of Science degrees. 852 are master's degrees, and 361 are doctoral degrees. That's an average of about 27 graduates per year, 11 bachelor's degrees per year, and about 18 graduate degrees per year. Our graduate program specializes in training students in statistical theory, balanced with extensive applications through practical experience obtained by collaboration, consulting, and through internships opportunities. The graduate degree in statistics is highly valued by those that count, employers of statistician. Nearly 100% of our graduates for the past many years leave Virginia Tech with jobs, or at least with job offers. And often our graduates have received multiple offers. Our recent graduates began their professional careers at such places as Merck, Pfizer, Eastman Chemical, DuPont, Qatar University in Qatar, and the University of Wisconsin, among many others. This is indeed an exciting time to be a statistician. The world continues to change at an amazing pace. The information era is here. Big data is everywhere. Along with the uncertainties are immensely challenging and exciting problems that need serious work. And much of this work is statistical in nature. The statistician's skills were never in greater demand. It is indeed an exciting time to be a statistician. So now it's time to meet our graduating class for fall semester 2015. I think you'll find that they are a very impressive group. The group is quite diverse, having been born and educated throughout the world from a broad variety of backgrounds. I'll introduce them in alphabetical order, the same order that's written in the program, so you can follow along in the program to see the names, their full names. By the way, I asked each student to send me a short sentence or two that may convey their final thoughts about their time in the program. Some sent me such a list and some did not. I think when you hear their statements, you can get a pretty good idea of what our program means to them. I'll ask the graduate to stand when I announce their name so that we can all see who you are and acknowledge you. So we'll begin with our Master of Science graduates. So Will Duchamp, you've met him already. Will, right there. So Will joined us after earning his bachelor's degree in statistics and psychology from Virginia Tech. You've heard him say it already. Will begin his professional career in Tampa, Florida, working as a data scientist for the digital rating section of the Nielsen Media Research. That's the Nielsen ratings folks. Will writes, I would like to thank professors, classmates, and my family for helping me to get to this point. Well, thank you, Will. Next is Amanda Miller. Before joining our department, Amanda received her bachelor's degree in statistics and mathematics from James Madison University. After graduation, Amanda will be moving to Richmond, where she will begin her professional career as a statistician for Afton Chemical Company. Amanda writes, I would like to thank my family and my fiancé, who is also here today, for their support throughout this year and a half. So thank you. Next is Karen Durainen. Karen, please stand. Karen earned her bachelor's degree in mathematics from Auburn University, and she will begin her professional career as a data analyst for the Capgemini Consulting Corporation in Washington, D.C. Karen writes, I have made lifelong friends in this department, and I will miss everyone very much. Thank you, Karen. Next, Christopher Patton. This is right over here. Chris joined us after earning his bachelor's degree in applied mathematics from the University of California in San Diego, and a master's of science degree in mathematics from Wake Forest University. Chris will begin his professional career working in Washington, D.C. in data analytics for a company called Accenture. Chris writes, I enjoyed working on collaborative projects with researchers from other departments. I also enjoyed the camaraderie of the department. Elaine Perrin. Before joining our department, Elaine received her bachelor's degree in mathematics and statistics from Miami University of Ohio. Elaine will begin her professional career in Tampa, Florida, working as a data scientist with Will for the digital rating section of the Nielsen ratings. Elaine writes, I want to say thank you to all my professors and classmates who helped me get through the last year and a half. I'm going to miss all the friends I've made in Blacksburg, and I hope we keep in touch. Allison Steele. Allison earned her bachelor's degree in mathematics from Wake Forest University. Allie will begin her professional career as a research associate for Overdeck Family Foundation in New York, New York. Allie writes, I would like to express my appreciation for my classmates who have been incredibly helpful and supportive. Thank you, Allie. Catherine Thornton. Katie joined us after earning her bachelor's degree in international relations and economics from Roanoke College. She has accepted a position in the Applied Statistics Group at Eastman Chemical in Kingsport, Tennessee. Katie would like to thank the excellent faculty for their dedication and her wonderful peers for their friendship and support. Katie would also like to thank her mom, Lisa Thornton, for being so patient, loving, and supportive during her time at PT. Last but not least is James Rennan. James, please stand. James joined us after receiving a bachelor's degree in mathematical sciences from North Carolina State University and a master of science degree in mathematical sciences from Clemson University. James will begin his professional career by staying in Blacksburg and working as a research associate for the Addiction and Recovery Research Group within the Virginia Tech Carilion School of Medicine. Thank you, James. Now we'll meet our Doctor of Philosophy degree graduates. And the first one we'll meet is Chin Lee. Before joining our department, Dr. Lee earned her bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from Tsinghua University in China and a master of science degree in electrical engineering from the University of Rochester. She also received a master of science degree in statistics from our department and now, of course, a PhD. Dr. Lee will begin her professional career as a visiting assistant professor in the Department of Statistics at the University of Wisconsin in Madison. Dr. Lee writes, I'm very thankful to our department for the professors, fellow graduate students, staff, and the opportunities in consulting, teaching, and research. Thank you, Dr. Lee. Next, we'll recognize Stephen Loftus. Loftus earned his bachelor's degree in statistics from Appalachian State University, followed by a master's of science degree and now the PhD from our department. Dr. Loftus will begin his professional career next semester as the visiting assistant professor in our own department. Thank you, Dr. Loftus. Ana Maria Ortega Villa. Dr. Ortega Villa received her bachelor's degree and master of science degree in industrial engineering from the University of Andes in Colombia, her native country. These were followed by a master of science degree in statistics from our department and the PhD. Dr. Ortega Villa will begin her professional career as a postdoctoral fellow at the National Institute of Child Health and Human Development at the National Institute of Health in Washington, D.C. Dr. Ortega Villa writes, I want to thank my amazing parents for all the support and inspiration they have provided me. I would not have been able to accomplish this without them. Angong Zhang. John joined our department after he earned his bachelor's degree in information and computer science from Xinjiang University in China, his native country, followed by the PhD from our department. After graduation, Dr. Zhang will begin working as a biostatistician for Merck Pharmaceuticals in Philadelphia. Dr. Zhang writes, I would like to thank Dr. Xinwei Deng, who was his major professor, for his persistent help and guidance, and tell him that I've been enjoying doing research together with him. Thank you. Last but not least is Xian Zhang. Received his bachelor and master's degree in economics from Xiamen University in China, that's his native country. He then earned a Master of Science degree in industrial and systems engineering from Virginia Tech, and now, of course, a PhD in statistics from our department. Dr. Zhang will begin his professional career as the manager of statistics for the non-clinical research group at Pfizer Pharmaceuticals in Groton, Connecticut. Dr. Zhang writes, I'd like to thank all the faculty, staff, and graduate students in our department for their help and support. Our achievements belong to all of them as well. As you can tell, our graduating class is a very impressive group. It's been a great pleasure working with the master's degree graduates for the past 18 months. Did I forget one? Yeah, I forgot Thomas Metzger. Okay, Thomas. He's been a student here for a year and a half. Thomas earned his bachelor's degree from
Ohio State.
Ohio State. And he will continue in our department as a PhD student, and that would probably take
Maybe that's why I
20 years.
forgot.
So thank you.
I didn't want him to be left.
Yeah. And it's been a pleasure working with our PhD students who are a tremendous help to the department. They teach classes, they do consulting, they do service to the department, and they help us with our research. And they've been doing that for the last 4 or 5 years. So we're very appreciative of the contributions made by both our master's and PhD students. We are confident that you all will be successful. Please join me in congratulating them. That concludes our ceremony today. It's time to adjourn and meet again in room 418, our conference room at Hutchison Hall. And from there we will congregate, have fun, and have a lunch, and take pictures. So we'll see you up there in a few minutes. Room 418 Hutchison. Thank you all for
We're
coming.
going to take a picture outside of Hutchison, so don't go up the stairs, wait.